Gosh.
Hello, everyone. Roger and Lou here. Welcome to our homes. I'm Lou Irvin. I'm a transformational coach and energy worker. And my co host is.
And I'm Roger Dawson. I'm a transformational coach and energy worker as well. Welcome to our homes.
Um, Roger and I thought today that we'd like to have a conversation about coming out of the spiritual closet. What does that really mean to us? And I'm wondering, Roger, if you have some initial thoughts about this discussion.
I do, and it's interesting to think about coming out of the closet again. Um, but for me, this is really a risk taking event to be vulnerable and around just not only friends but family who can we probably don't give them the chance to. I guess what I'm trying to say is always kind of thinking, gee, they're going to judge me. But sometimes you probably should give your chance to your family benefit of doubt that what will they really say when they find out what I've been up to.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a whole lot of expectations in their family. For me, at least, family expects that I continue being the same person, having the same kinds of interests, appearing the same way with them as what I have in the past. And really coming out of the spiritual closet is a change, not just for me, but for them in how they relate to me. So absolutely, I think that family is probably the biggest group of people that there's some fear, apprehension around how they're going to take this.
Oh, totally. This is a huge step for me to just kind of own that fear. And at the end of the day, what if they disown me? Well, I'm actually free and better off if that is the case. More than likely, not the case. I certainly am not out burning little puppies and cats, right? That's not what coming out of the spiritual closet is about. It's just a belief system that is probably more deeply rooted into the earth and the universe versus things that have been passed down, kind of the dogma that exists in mainstream religion.
I agree with you. It's questioning what I have been taught to believe about God or source or whatever the word is that you use to describe the infinite. Um, Questioning that and really coming to find my own truth.
Ooh, I love that. Yes, finding your own truth.
Yeah,
And I think that as you probably step into this, that truth and then your purpose will follow.
absolutely. And it's certainly an opening to different kinds of gifts too that, I believe that each of us has some sort of gift that we've brought to the world that is something that
Mhm.
most people would say is woo woo. It's in that spiritual realm. and I think that when we get to that place where we're awakening, where we're opening to what really is our truth, then those gifts present themselves as well.
I agree. And as you were thinking about making your statement about gifts and what have you, the thing that came to me was often we think that the TV evangelist has that gift that we can't achieve, or the Pope has can ordain people and anoint and all of the things that the church covers. But that gift is something that is available to all of us. We just have to be really awake to know it and to notice the subtleties that exist in day-to-day life, whether it be the red cardinal you see on the way to work, or the synchronicities of the time on your phone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is all about choosing to be open instead of just following blindly what it is that we have been taught throughout our lives by many different teachers.
Mhm.
Certainly we talked about family. Well, family is, our first teachers. And but we've all had many teachers throughout our lives. And who says that all of those teachers knew exactly what our truth was and taught us our truth?
Well, and isn't it a collective of that information that we've molded into where we're at today?
Hmm.
And now as adults and adults that are seekers of knowledge and understanding at a deeper level, there are still things that everything that was a part of my collective has not gone away. I'm just I just now look at it at a different angle or through a different lens.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I know as the awakening has happened, as the opening spiritually has happened, yeah, there are things that I don't view the same anymore. And that's a good thing because
Mhm.
that means growth for me. I've expanded my container to be able to
Mhm.
be open to those other things.
Yeah, yes. I think the container thing could be a topic all on its own, but that is so
Oh,
true.
absolutely.
Is to think of it as a container, right?
Hmm.
And to as we evolve as human beings, to constantly expand. And it's like, at 51 years old, I just told somebody this the other day. I am so excited that every single day I learn something new.
Yeah, you and I
And, you
both.
know, and I think that is a part of thinking about spirituality in a different way than I was certainly brought up to think, has just allowed me to expand my container. Um,
Yes.
and through that expansion, I believe I have more love in my heart for all the beings and inhabitants on this planet. Hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. Organized religion teaches us that we're supposed to be loving and supportive beings to each other. That's part of every religion that's out there.
Mhm, mhm.
And and I think that, there is a place for organized religion that it does wonderful things. But when it comes right down to it, I think that coming out of the spiritual closet is stepping into the place of power to have your relationship with source, the infinite, the universe, God, whatever you call it, that knowing that relationship is just between you and source, that
Mhm.
there is no support that needs to be given in order to choose to have and to maintain that relationship. And for a lot of people, organized religion is that support, is what I guess I'm trying to get to.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of like choosing to go down the path less traveled. Coming
Ooh,
out of the
yeah.
spiritual closet is choosing the path less traveled. Everybody else is on the path, a different path sometimes than what you are, and being okay with that, being being the vessel of source, that you live your life through the direction of source, through the relationship with source, instead of living your life for everyone else. You're still including everyone else, but
Mhm.
it's the perspective is different to me. You
It is.
understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. And the thing that came up for me as you were talking was really to realize that source is in each of us, and that we
Oh,
each source, right?
absolutely.
God is all that is, the infinite, whatever your words are, because one of the things that was the aha for me that hit, oh Lord, probably 10 years ago, was just that. And it was like I had the best little secret to the universe that I had few people that I felt I could share that with, or were ready to share. Because I think at the end of the day, I think there's probably elements that where just in general, if you really dig deep enough into the text, that that would be the conclusion that one would draw as they read and studied. However, not everybody is ready to hear that message. And at
No,
the time that it fell on my lap, and it was just one of these, like an egg hitting the wall, that was when it hit me that I am, that I am, right? Ooh, that's an
I
interesting.
am.
Because
Exactly. I am.
that's exactly what Wayne Dyer said.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And that's
exactly.
and for anyone who who wants to come out of the spiritual closet to walk that separate path, there's a whole lot of sometimes self-judgment,
Mm.
certainly fear that needs to be overcome. And then, where do you find like-minded people when you're on that path? How do you find other people that are like-minded? How do you take the risk to find those people? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like this is not something that's typically spoken about in general conversation.
Mm.
And so how do you bring it up to even find out if somebody is like-minded as you?
It's like riding the wave, right? And being enough of a risk taker, yet holding back enough to determine if you believe that person is awake enough to be ready to hear what you might share with them.
Yes.
Right. And so more than anything, it's that energy feel, that vibrational thing, that little intuitive inside of you saying, oh my gosh, let's have this conversation. Because you and I have been planning this conversation for darn near a year.
Absolutely.
Right. And
Yeah.
how are we doing? I don't know. Right. It is what it is. I believe from the circle I run with, because I'm not the only one that's in this situation where, oh my gosh, do I come out of the spiritual closet? Do I, let my hair down, so to speak?
Absolutely.
But
Do I announce to the world what my gifts are and stand in those and do those?
Right. And I yeah. And guess what? We don't get today back. We have to live each day to its fullest.
Absolutely.
And then we're comfortable, right? Because I think, a year ago I wasn't there. I talked a good game in my little spiritual community, right? The friends that I connect with through the various organizations that you and I both are involved in. But to really go on stage and say it, ooh, I don't, whoa. I'm in a different place today, and more along my journey. But man, I'm still crawling. I'm not walking yet, but I know I'm going to be walking real soon.
So to you, Roger, does that mean that when you really come out of the spiritual closet, you're going to move from crawling to walking? Is that really what it means to you?
Yeah. So I would say this interaction that we're having is probably a very important step in me going from crawling on my knees to walking on 2 feet, because it is a vulnerability thing. And that's something that I just really, really have struggled with, taking that risk, because I'm a risk taker, do it every day in my corporate job. And it's, because quite frankly, that success we're looking for is on the other side of the risk that we're willing to take.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that one of the things that really changed my perspective, one of the things that I heard, and I know this is a famous quote, I don't know who said it, but one of my friends told me, what other people think of me is none of my business.
Ooh, yes.
There's a whole lot of worrying what other people will think if I come out of the spiritual closet. And while that's an easy concept, what other people think is none of my business. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, we all worry about it, every one of us.
We do. And it's that, it just came to me, it's probably my fear of rejection.
Absolutely, that's what it is.
Because we so want to be accepted, and just as I've gone through the last year, I certainly have had a couple of friends that have fallen out of my vibrational makeup, right? And life has gone on, and as so has theirs. And I send them love and light. That's just what I do. What they're doing, that's a whole different story. But I think that it is that the chance to take that being rejected, because I'm probably more okay with people thinking I'm woo woo than being rejected.
I agree. I agree. Yes.
Mhm.
Being rejected is kind of final.
It is, and hmm.
And so it's overcoming that fear of rejection. Really, that's what you're saying is one of the things that will help you to move out of the spiritual closet.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I certainly think with this, again, this interaction, this conversation, this very interesting path that we both agreed that it was time to do this conversation. Uh,
Absolutely.
it is, kind of like the mama bird kicking you out of the nest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think that we're each kicking ourselves out of the nest is what we're doing.
we are. Yeah, because I will tell you, I'm going to have this on my coaching Facebook page, and there's a number of people out there that I'm not sure what they're going to think, and I have to be okay with whatever if they even watch it. Um,
Well, one of the lies that we all tell ourselves is that everybody's going to like us. And, we're just not everybody's cup of tea. We're just not.
we're not. And the other thing that came to me, and you've already given one good saying, which was so good, but I think that there's I know how many thoughts are going through my mind. What's it, 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day?
Uh-huh.
Most of it's about me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right. So I don't have time to think about what somebody else is thinking, but we think we do.
Exactly. And that's the reality that most people are so consumed with themselves. They're not even thinking about you or I. If we're woo-woo or if they're going to reject us.
Oh,
It's just not in their realm.
right.
Um, and the other thing that I was going to say um, with the coming out of the closet is that I think that each of us, it's up to us to challenge ourselves to be the person that we really want to be, that we really were designed to be. Instead of trying to fit in with everybody. Maybe we should just try to fit in with those people that we resonate the most with and
Mhm.
let those people who we don't, if you're trying to keep everybody close, well, there's no room for those people who really resonate with you. Let them people fall away so that the people that really resonate with you come close.
It's like pruning your bush.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? Because
Yes.
that's how it's, our pruning a tree. That's how it's going to get taller and more beautiful with age. So
So if you look at it from that perspective, then what is there really to fear?
nothing. There,
Nothing.
but we'll get ourselves so worked up into a little knot about what if this, what if that. Well, most of the time, the what ifs never come to pass.
Nope.
So
They never do.
so
It's all
yeah,
going to unfold in our highest good anyway.
yeah, because we're right where we're supposed to be, and
Absolutely.
and again, that's where I'll fall on my sword or off the cross, if you will, because every day I am on a journey to heal myself, right?
Mhm.
And work with where I have limiting beliefs or there are blockages or whatever. And then the folks that I reach, there's something that I can help them with, right? If they're interested in that guidance.
Absolutely. We can only give to others what we give to ourselves.
Mhm.
And so if we give ourselves the gift of coming out of the spiritual closet, we can help others with that same gift, giving themselves that same gift.
I agree. And so, if anybody is interested in any help on that, seriously, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll give you our websites and the little information below. But um, this is big stuff, and I think that there shouldn't be anybody that feels alone on this journey. Whether it could be a journey within organized religion, or if it be a journey of coming out of the closet because you know you're spiritually awakening, or maybe there's some other avenue that's for you. I think that there's somebody out there that can benefit from this, because at the end of the day, it, you know it's time to really sit up straight, keep those chakras aligned, and be a message for people that are in a similar place on their journey. If you can help, that's kind of, I feel like I want to.
I agree with you, Roger. That's what it all comes down to. We're all here to help each other because we're all part of the collective.
We are. And, we've said this before, we are all one. And what does it really mean? I can hear people question that right now, but at the end of the day, we really are. We kind of really, if you look at just look at countries, right? The United States of America, right? We have Russia, we have, the UK. If you think about the collective of those people that make up that consciousness, they're while we all come from different walks of life here in the US of A, it's a very similar collective one, right?
Yes.
And that's kind of why a lot of teachers in this space really caution you on watching the news, right? Mainstream media, or something you should read, or seeing a horror movie, or, and trust me, I'm the first one that wants to go see something, goofy at the theater that might keep me up at night. But it really is interesting to think about the things that we see and how our collective consciousness is what it is. And so all of the things that we see in the news, we're adding to that vibration. And so I think any light workers out there or people that are in this space, I think if we can just, remain centered and focused on sending light to this planet,
yes,
find that 5 seconds a day to do it, or however long it is for you.
Yes, absolutely. And making that choice to overcome the fear and come out of the spiritual closet helps everyone too. That's a different vibration than living in that fear.
Yeah.
Helps all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything more you want to say, Roger?
Oh, I probably have a lot to say, but on this topic, this is probably part one of more conversations to follow.
Oh, I'm sure you and I will have more conversations on this. Absolutely.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us. If you want to know more about Roger, you can find him on his website at rogerkdawson.com. Otherwise, you can also reach out to me through my website at louurban.com. We thank you for joining us, and hopefully this has touched you in some way, opened you a little to coming out of the spiritual closet yourself. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks.